Hey guys, what is going on? Zoocrafted here, and welcome to my first tutorial, I think this year, on how to make this AFK Obsidian generator. It's a super simple design. You're going to love it. It gets you stacks and stacks and stacks of obsidian with next to no effort. You just go here AFK with your mouse button down with the pickaxe and just mine obsidian to your heart's content. It's so easy to use, and all the obsidian comes down here as long as the empty buckets. It's just so useful. I really recommend it for any of your survival series. If you need obsidian, you put the lava in here, into the dispenser, it makes obsidian, you mine it, goes into the chest. Could not be more simple and easy to understand. But I'm going to make a tutorial on how to make this bad boy. It's a little bit of redstone involved, not much. I would say this is a fairly easy design personally, but we'll see what you think of it. So first thing you've got to decide is where it's going to go in your world. There's already a good way to describe the size you need. I guess I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks are needed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. 8 by 5 blocks is needed for the space, but I'm going to be starting with a chest. So if you look at this, look at where you want to go based on where your chest is going, and that's going to be the best way to figure it out. So let's start building this thing. I'm going to be building quite close to this because I'll be taking blocks from it to get them faster. So start with our double chest. I'm going to grab some hoppers. You can put on the left side, looking at the chest, you put a hopper going straight down into it. Go behind that hopper, and put a hopper going into that one from behind. And to the left of the hopper, put one going in again. So from the front, it looks something like this. Each hopper on the side going into the first one. Now if you go behind this hopper here, and you go 1, 2, 3. So you've got 3 hoppers going into that one, so you have 4 hoppers on this side altogether. Now if you go on top, it should look something like this. So if you go on these 2 hoppers here, put a hopper going straight down into that one on the top left of the square. Put a temporary block here, that won't be staying there. Put another temporary block here. Get rid of the first one, and put a hopper going to the side. So it looks something like that. Perfect. You'll need 1 dispenser, so put that on this hopper, facing into that hopper. So on the right hopper, it goes on, facing into the left hopper. It's kind of hard to describe this a lot, so if you just pause the video if you get stuck, and just, take your time with it. Now, get another temporary block, and put it there. So you're covering the face of the dispenser, and you've got a block on top of this hopper here. Now get a sticky piston, and put that there, facing out. Now get rid of your sticky piston or dispensers now, because we're done with them. So I'm going to be getting this redstone block. We've got all the other things we need. So using whatever blocks you want. I'm using stone, but you can use any blocks, whatever you fancy. See this temporary block here? Put a block above it and break it. So you've got kind of like, it's like a floating block here between the dispenser and the sticky piston. Go behind it and go 1, 2, 3. So you've got 4 blocks there now. Okay? Now on this block here, the second one from the front, you're going to put a block on either side. So it looks a bit like a cross. And then break the middle block. So you should end up with something that looks a bit like that. Well, not a bit like that, it should look exactly like that actually. Now from behind, you want to come down here, behind this bit sticking out, and put a block there. And put another one to the side. So you've got a right angle shape going to the left. And put another block there. So you've basically made like some stairs here you've basically made. Okay, go to the other side, do a similar thing. So put a block here on the side, then do another block down. So you've got and you can break those blocks because they're not really needed. So you've got if you're looking from behind, it should look something like this. You've got 2 diagonal blocks going down on the right, 1 on the left, that goes along another block. Now if you come back to the front, and you come to this block here, so the 3rd block down, the lowest one, and adds 2 more blocks to it. So it goes 3, 1, and then you cross, and the other side looks like this. So just stop for a second, make sure you've got that shape and design. Okay. Now what we're going to do is grab some redstone dust, and just put it going along behind these blocks in a trail, like that. So you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 redstone here, then a repeater. On the second tick, that's really important. If it's like that, it's not right. It has to be the second tick down. Okay? Now, go back to your blocks again, and we're going to go behind the chest here, and go 1, 2, 3. So you go right angle here. So make sure you got that. So it's touching this hopper here. Then I put a block there on the floor. So you leave a space here and a space here. Now get your repeater again. Put it from behind here, facing that way, and put it there. So the two ends are facing this block here. And once again, we want to put it on the second tick. So if it's like that, or that, it's wrong. It has to be the second one. Now you need one redstone comparator, and you see this hopper here underneath the dispenser. We want to be facing the opposite way to it, and put it down that way. So it looks something like that. Then grab some redstone dust, and just put 2 pieces of redstone down. And then the very, very last piece of redstone dust goes on top of the dispenser. So to recap, you've built this shape here, you've put a repeater going that way, a comparator going that way, and then 3 pieces of redstone dust. Now, what you want to do is come back to your stone blocks, and this bit gets a bit more difficult to explain. So you see these 2 hoppers sticking out here. We're going to put a block above them on each side, on above both of them, to the side rather. So look, something like that. Then this back hopper here, put a block there on top of it. Okay. Now you see this hopper here, up underneath the dispenser, put a block next to that one. And what that does is when the water comes in here, it can't escape. It's got nowhere to go. Okay. Now what you can even do now is get your water and put it in, and make sure that if you've done it properly, it won't flood everywhere. It'll just go straight down and sit there quite happily. Okay. Now if we also grab a redstone torch, going to need one of these, and if we grab a button, perfect. What we'll do, we'll put the button here above the sticky piston, like so, like that. We'll put the redstone torch behind the chest, underneath this hopper. You put the redstone torch on this block. Has to be on this block. Just like that. Okay. Now what we can do is put a piece of redstone block, you only need one, and put it on the face, the sticky side of the sticky piston. Like that. Okay. And now what we want to do is get a hopper again. So that's my phone going off. And see this dispenser with a piece of redstone on top? Put a hopper going into it, sideways, so it goes in, and then put a chest under that. So that's just so you can put your lava in there, which puts into the dispenser. Okay. Now what we want to do is come down here. We're going to make it a bit of a filter system. So you need some sides. You only need 4. And then you also need 2 buckets. So inside this hopper here, behind the redstone comparator, underneath the dispenser, you go put 1, 2, 3, 4, and a bucket. Okay. Then the hopper underneath that one, above the redstone torch, you can put 1 bucket on its own. Okay. Now what we want to do is put some lava in this thing. So I do /give ZooCrafted lava, like that. And then we'll just say times 100. And I put all these in, like so. Then push the button, and you've got a lot of obsidian generating. Just like that. Now because I'm in creative mode, the obsidian is not dropping. But that's literally all you have to do. It's so simple as that. I mean, how long did that take me while recording? Under 10 minutes. So it's really not that bad. Obviously it's going to take you a little bit longer because you haven't built it before. But I'm also going to give you some good tips and tricks on how to get the most out of this thing. So you may have noticed I've put a beacon here. And that's for a very good reason. Because the faster you mine this, the more obsidian you'll get in less time. So if we get a pickaxe, if we get, say, the best pickaxe possible, netherite, and we get efficiency 5, and then we need an anvil, right? And then boom, boom. Now this isn't necessary, but this is just what I personally would do on my world. So if I hop into /game mode survival, so see I've got my pickaxe here, I've got haste 2. Now see behind me, behind the obsidian, there's nothing to break. So you can hop and go AFK here, So what it will do is change the controls. So if you go in options and controls, change it so that the left button is something on your keyboard, and then you can hold it down with something, and that way you don't have to hold your mouse down. Or put it on your mouse, or like tape the left button down to keep it so it's clicking. Anything you can think of, get creative. Just so you can go AFK, leave it, come back with stacks of obsidian. It's so ideal, especially for when you're building and you need obsidian. Just all the empty buckets, all the obsidian nicely comes into here, really tidy and happily. So really the hardest part of this is going to be getting lava, frankly. But it doesn't have to be that difficult. If we make another portal, so what am I doing? We need some obsidian actually. So we go boom, 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 boom. I should have had this prepared really, but you know, it's completely fine. I'm not in a rush. We'll get some flint. That. Boom, nether portal. And let's just go into the nether. Loading terrain. So what you're going to want to do, where am I? Oh, well that's, okay, I thought I was stuck in a cave there. Now ideally you want to get somewhere near here, so make your way down. And what I would do is I would make a bridge, just like this, and just get some buckets and just fill up your inventory with lava. So you can just go blah 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 blah, like that. You don't have to make the noise, that's just my personal option. Then just go back through, boom, and then put your lava into the chest. Another good way to do less trips is if you've been to the end and your shulker boxes, makes life so much easier. You get rid of this chest, put a shulker box there, and it also works. See? It took it straight away. So if you can go to the nether with a few shulker boxes, fill up a few shulker boxes with your lava buckets, bring them back, and you can even like stack them on top of each other. So we can go something like this. Or if they're filled with lava, from the top to the bottom, it'll just last for ages, and you get loads and loads of lava, making obsidian to go into your generator. Now, it is fully AFK, like I said. You might say, well, Zoo, you know, this is quite a lot of work, like getting like lots of iron for buckets and, you know, going to the nether. But if you think about how difficult it normally is to get obsidian, it's really not a bad payoff, to be fair. And by the time you need to make all this obsidian, you're probably pretty far into the game anyway. And you're probably doing like quite big, intense builds. So to be fair, this shouldn't be too difficult. But if getting iron is the problem, there's loads of great iron farm tutorials out there. So yeah, just go through them if you need buckets. But yeah, it really could not be more simple than that. If you have any questions, put them in the description. I cannot stress enough, I really want to help you if you get stuck. Yeah, yeah, there was an older version of this farm again, which didn't work in this version. So I've had updated a bit so it now works, because that was one of my first videos that came out. But yeah, if you have any problems, let me know. Like if you like the video, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I really need to know. I need some feedback. If these are the type of videos you want, let me know. If they're not, you know, let me know. Again, I want to make good videos. But thank you so much for watching. You have been watching ZooCraft, and ta-ta for now.